guys, Bukkit here, just showing you how to do PermissionsEX, setting up permissions on a Minecraft server. Now this is only for Bukkit, and I'm going to be showing you how to do this from scratch actually. So if you watched my last video, you know how to set up your server. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drop the PermissionsEX plugin into our server plugins folder. So I don't want anything to do with these two. So what I'm going to do is I'm just keeping the permissionsEX.jar. So if I load this back up, we get into my Bukkit directory, plugins. We don't have any plugins, so we're going to add this plugin. Okay, so the plugin is added, but a lot of it isn't going to work until we get some other plugins up here. So if you go back to Bukkit, get plugins. Essentials. I like Essentials Chat because it's a very simple way of doing all the essentials. So what you're going to do is download the core from Essentials core, and you're going to want something called Essentials Chat. You're going to drag that into the plugins folder, and download and install or download or whatchamacallit, move the essentials.jar over to. We're going to use that. We're also going to use one other plugin that's phenomenal. It's Spawn. It's the easiest, the most efficient way of doing spawns that I've ever had to deal with. So we don't need any of this other stuff unless you want. Anti-build is, you can deny build access for new people, or protect gets signs, I believe, but LWC does a great job too. So now that we have these, we're going to log into our account on Linux. We're going to paste our password. We're going to go screen our YouTube. That's what I'm calling it. You can do, if you don't know the name of your last screen, or if you don't have one, you can start a new one with screen -S name. Okay, so what we're going to do is do screen -R YouTube for this purpose. Okay, now that we're in the screen, we're going to do an sh start.sh. That's going to start up, and it's going to form all of our plugins and give it folders. So now that we've done that, we can do a stop on the server. And if we look in Essentials here, we've got all of our stuff here. We can go through the config later. It's really up to opinions. There's no right or wrong way to do it. With PermissionsEX, there is. So in the permissions.yml, this doesn't. I had a lot of troubles when I first started doing permissions. This didn't tell me anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain all of this. So you don't need that. I'm going to have a download in the, or actually I can copy and paste this into Pasty for you. But what this is going to do is this is going to list all of our groups. So say you have the default rank that people join the server, they're put into this because it's default to true. Then we have a player rank. This one is one that people can be added to. So are the rest of these. I would recommend keeping moderator and admin only for people that deserve it, people that are going to be secure with it. As for your donator rank, you can set that up and you'll have to manually add them after. Okay, so permission nodes. A permission node is something like this. I'll use essentials.message of the day. So what it does is by putting this here, people are allowed to use the /motd command. That's what they're going to be able to use in game. But if you don't have this there, or if you put another hyphen there, it's going to do a negative permission, so then they can't use that command. Right now, I'll use all the ones that... this is my default. So they don't have access to log block, that's for rolling things back. I've made sure that they don't by putting the negative there. They can't use the /pl command, that's a very useful one to have there. TRP, they don't have access to our multi-world plugin. And they do have access to notifying bans, so if I ban somebody they can see it. If I kick somebody they can see it. They can use /spawn, list, rules, help, etc. So what we're going to do now is look at this, and 7 in the prefix for player. Wonder what that is. Oh, that is and 7, which is light gray. I'll leave a link to this right here in the description. Basically what it does is when Minecraft reads a color, it reads like the color code black. Let's look at that. So if we do and 0, that's going to be black all the way until I use something else. What you can do is do and R and it'll set it back to default. So if I type here, it's going to take the and r, because that's two important parts there. Whenever you put an and a 0 through 9, 8af, and lmn and r, I think, and o, those all do something. So if it reads those in a row, it's going to try to use it. So what you're going to be doing for setting up the permissions is, and a, that's going to be light green, as you can see right here, light green, and then it's going to read the donator tag that I have here. Then it's going to put it back to and f. F is white, so their name is going to appear white, but they will have a nice light green tag. So what you're going to want to do for wherever I've written the word node is insert whatever permissions, like here's an example, essentials command reference. Doesn't feel like loading, but basically what it is, it's, oh, there it goes. So say we want people to be able to fly. We don't want to give them the essentials.fly.others, because then they'll be able to turn off and turn on other people's fly command. But say we want to give donators the fly command, we put it in like that. Now make sure this is spaces, not a tab. A tab will completely screw it up. Now another useful thing for whenever you set up your permissions is look up a YML parser. This is a very useful one. So I want to know if I have any errors in my permissions file here. So what I'm going to do is just paste, and it's going to say the output. Now let's say if I put a tab in here, and I copy, and I paste it, it's going to say error. Oh, where? Line 5. Let's go down to line 5, column, column 1. That's right there, that's a tab. It's telling you there's something clearly wrong. So if you get that, you can just do that, or if you really want, message me on YouTube and I'll help you with your permissions. It's really easy. I've been doing it for over a year now. As for the users, people are added automatically, or say if you want to add a user, easiest way to do it, paste, and then you can change the name. So say the name is YouTube, and then the group is default. And you want, if you don't want to have a prefix, just delete that line, and now whenever YouTube logs into the game, they'll have the group default, which they would anyway. So say you want them to be a player, because you like them and you want them to have more permissions. Now they're in the player group for whenever you save this over. I'm going to just quickly show you how this works with essentials in a second here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste what we had here into our permissions YML that was open from here. We're going to save over top of it with FileZilla. Okay, now that we've saved on it, what we're going to do is open up Telnet again. We won't be needing this for a little while, so we can close out of all this junk that we don't need. Now I don't want to save, and I don't need a new one there. These are some important nodes, so I'll have them in the description. We can close all this stuff. It's still useless. We don't need this open anymore. Now we're going to go straight to our PuTTY, or Telnet connection. Okay, so now what I've just done is I've paused the video, I've copied and pasted my my long-ass password for my TeamSpeak directory, so this way I don't have to show you all of my important passwords. Okay, so connect to your IP, type in your username, paste the password with right-click. Now open your screen again. Now you should look back in the video if you don't remember how to do this. It is fairly easy. If I can do it, it's very easy. I'm not exactly a computer whiz. So, YouTube. Oh, it's already attached. So what we're going to do is screen-D, because we forgot to close out about it, and then YouTube. Now that's going to end the screen. It's going to keep it running, but it's going to detach it. So it's as if I actually clicked the Xbox, but the close button on PuTTY. So screen-R will reattach YouTube. So we're back in. start.sh. This is running on the port 25566. So I'm going to open up Minecraft. That's my IP. Put a colon 25566, which will run on the port that you've decided on. We're going to join, and what it's doing right now it's made a config in the essentials.yml folder thing, and it's made an actual user file. So if I do a set home, I don't have access. If I did have access, if I was opt like so, now what's done is it's actually modified that file that it made in the essentials directory, coolpic.yml, in the user data. So it keeps on modifying that, and it adds on where your home is, what items you have, all that cool stuff. It's all saved in there. So try not to delete all that. So now what I'm going to show you is how my tag works. If you remember the and for that we had earlier, that's how the coloring works. So say if I want to do red, then it would do white, pink. That's how it works. The and for will work until you type in another one of these. So you can do R, which will put it back to normal. You can also use, I believe, and O. Yeah, and O will make it italicized. So and then so we do ASDF. R will put it back to normal. Okay, so that's all that you'll need to know for that. I don't believe that I've missed anything important, but if I have, just please message me on YouTube and I will explain as much as whatever you need. As for now, what we're going to do is safely end it. So we're going to save all, then we're going to type in stop. And that'll do a second save on top of that. Make sure the save is complete before you do that, or you will corrupt some things. And until next time, I'm Coolpic, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.